wouldn't want to live in this world. And I give her credit that she is a trooper. She is surviving. She's a survivor.
Right.
You know, Beyonce would be proud.
Beyonce's having twins.
I don't care about Beyonce. Alice is captured by Dr. Isaacs
Again.
Yeah.
Like she how long was she away from everybody else?
Is this the same Dr. Isaacs from the other films?
Yeah.
Okay. I only know of him now as an actor because of Game of Thrones.
How are you so enthusiastic about this film without knowing what happened before?
I was so stoked, man. She's now basically lynched. She's put up on handcuffs and a rope and having to follow after a tank.
Which they should bring to The Walking Dead. That's a pretty good idea.
What?
That element of trolling somebody with the walkers behind them.
Trolling?
Trolling.
Trolling? What do you mean?
Isn't that? Oh no, that's not what trolling means. Never mind. I'm thinking about just like having somebody tied to the back, and just they're running and
isn't that being lynched?
Is that being
like
lynched?
Dragging them behind a car? I guess if they ran, it's something else. But
yeah, it could be something else.
So she's got pretty good
stamina.
Yeah, good stamina, good cardio. She escapes the handcuffs.
They need her alive.
Yeah, they do.
And they just risk her life.
Oh, they know she's a tough cookie.
Oh, yeah, they knew.
And they probably got tons of clones of her somewhere.
That's what I hate about the clone thing, too. It's like, how do you know that's the original?
Yeah, that's true.
It's because even Retribution, if you remember what happened, like they lock up this Alice who's trying to escape this whole like environmental situation that Umbrella constructed underground, and it's like, well, how do you know that's the real Alice? They have copies of her. They run into copies of her all the time.
I swear, you bring up Retribution one more time. When we're talking about the final chapter,
well, it led to the final chapter.
Everything leads to one place.
Yeah.
It's all been building to this moment.
Well, it doesn't lead properly. I've established that before.
So there's a pretty good fight scene, I'd say. Obviously not choreographed as amazing as we'd hope. The camera was very quick, very fast, very jumpy,
and
so
for
we didn't
3D
see everything.
too, you can't see everything because it was
That's
3D.
True.
Yeah. So.
But I think it was a decent fight, and then Dr. Isaacs sees that she's looking over at that motorcycle and is like, you won't be able to start it up. And she just cuts his hand off. Just cuts it off. How did you not see that coming? And I like that she didn't just cut the thumb off. It's like, I only need your thumb, but I'm taking the whole hand here.
Yeah. Why not? Well, it's easier to cut the hand off than just the thumb. It's more precision. She could have lost the thumb and dropped it, or something. Then it was useless.
Well, she does drop the hand. She throws it out later.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I'm saying she could have incidentally dropped it when she cut it off.
Yeah, kind of insane to throw out that hand right away, because what if you need to stop? You got to start it up again. You need that hand.
Oh man, I thought you were going to say something else. Like, what if you need an extra hand to do something else? And...
I don't understand what you think. I think, but no. So now Isaacs is just kind of after her for the rest of the film,
as always.
Yeah,
that hasn't changed.
Nice. Something that I am familiar with. What did you think of the fight sequence, David? What did you think of it?
Oh, it was crap.
Yeah?
All right. Crap.
Well, never mind. I don't want to hear your opinion.
Good. I already said it. Like, I don't have to say why. Like, it's just, you know what? Because Underworld came out not too long ago, and I watched that too. And that choreography, you could forgive all the bad acting, the bad storyline, the bad everything, but the gore and choreography in Underworld is really good. And I always feel like Kim Basinger and Mila Jovovich are always like up against each other in a certain way. Their films come out relatively around the same time, and both their husbands direct the franchises, and but not in this case with Underworld, and this one wasn't good either. So, but it's just to say, I could take away more from Underworld than I do from Resident Evil.
Well, that says more about you, I think, than the films.
Yeah. Oh.
So you're gonna have to help me out here. Don't give me too much flack. But,
are you sure?
So she meets up with some people.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, great.
I think one of them is Ali Larder. They don't trust her, I think. And I kind of fell asleep here. So
what does that say about you or the film? Come on.
Now listen, I was just saying I fell asleep for a moment. When I woke up, they trust her now.
So you missed the whole. Did you miss the battle against the Horde and the two vehicles? Did you know how they got away?
No.
Oh my god.
Well, you know what? I don't want to know.
You're right.
The people who watch the movie, they already know. And for me, I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to be surprised because there's going to be a little more to the movie.
Do not call me if you're watching this film again. Please don't.
Fine. But so they don't trust her. I sleep for a bit. They do trust her. That's the timeline.
It should have went that way in the first place, because then at least it is action sequence.
I was super tired, man.
It was so bad.
I loved it. So I also love how she ran down the crater forward, front facing, while everyone else is backing into it like a wuss, David. Did you like that? You love it?
Yeah, what are you talking about? What
Where
crater?
they're going down to the crater because they finally got to Raccoon City. They're going to go down to the Hive because the whole city's been blown up.
Right.
So they're going down ropes.
And don't forget,
down
it's mentioned there that somebody's a traitor.
Yeah, someone's a
But
traitor.
my
Someone's always a
favorite
traitor.
story plot of this film is the traitor, and I will expand more later.
I'm sure you will.
It's so bad.
But I'm talking about how
The crater,
The crater, man. How
That's
she's
right.
running down front.
not
front
the traitor.
first.
The crater.
Exactly. Back at the Hive, we get to see those. I feel like I'm missing a part here.
You're doing a recap where you fell asleep, so
I
you're
am. It's
missing
very
tons
difficult.
of parts.
I just like the dogs, man. That's what I'm missing. That's what I want to talk about. The dogs. I love those dogs. They came back, and they came back tenfold. So many of them.
Mm-hmm.
No way that they are getting out of this. I didn't really understand how the doctor, Dr. Isaac, was getting away from these dogs either.
Oh, but he had to live somehow.
Yeah, because he was right behind like a pillar watching them, and then the dogs started attacking tons of dogs. Looks
Yeah.
like hundreds of them, and somehow he can get away from them.
Right, somehow. Well,
Somehow, I did
Somehow.
not say this movie's perfect. It's got its faults for sure.
Oh yeah, but a big fault that could have like prevented everything. But yeah.
Yeah. So these zombie dogs are chasing after them. What I loved is when they jumped into the water and they're just blindly snapping in the water. That's terrifying. And they just sank to the bottom. How many snapping dogs are at the bottom of this?
I kind of forgot about that part, but I didn't care. It's the thing is you start forgetting about it because you don't care.
Well, we should care a little.
No,
All right. You got to give it a chance, man.
I did, and I forgot about it. That's how much of a chance I gave it. I mean, it's like right then and there, if it's not memorable, and I make room for other things in my brain.
Like
it's
not
not
here. Why don't you got to engage yourself? Just throw all your inhibitions away and just let yourself be.
I did. I tried, but it was in 3D and it was very abrasive.
I did. I tried.
I did, and I tried. The mottos.
Yeah. So what I liked
My life
about
mottos.
going back to the Hive finally is seeing all those 3D specs of the place again.
Oh, really? It was still 3D? It still looked 3D then?
Well, they did like a very
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
simple
there was like a
computer
pan or
graphic
something. Yeah.
deal. I did not like Miss Anderson's take on the Red Queen though.
Okay.
The little daughter, his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like the Red Queen.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I thought maybe you'd be happy that I didn't like something else about this movie.
Well, but like this, it's there. It has to be there somehow, and the thing has.
Well,
to
the Red
be.
Queen, sure, but she wasn't rigid enough, and she wasn't cold enough. She looked to me too human. I know she's human, but she
Right.
looked too human. She had too many facial expressions while she spoke.
Right.
I liked her. I like to envision her more as like the Hive's way of communicating.
Like a robot. Do you even
just
see
a
her?
machine.
Do you even see her in the first one?
You do, and she stands there, but she's a lot more. I think a little more glitchy,
Right.
but much more cold and like when she gives that line, like you're all going to die down here.
Yeah.
And that the way she spoke was much creepier. This she actually seemed like, yeah, I'm a little girl.
Well, they actually
and
used the daughter this time, right?
They did, yeah.
That's why. Hey.
Um,
I'm not shy for recasting for continuity. They don't care.
yeah, you got a little girl. 10 years ago. She's probably grown up. You can't have a robot grow up.
No.
But I suppose they wanted to make her a little more sympathetic because of what they reveal later on in the film. Now she's not a bad guy anymore.
Yeah, I kind of like her.
I'm confused though because how long has she known? I'm not going to reveal what happened even though everyone saw it, but like how long has she known this reveal? Because now she's trying to help Alice, genuinely.
She was trying to kill Alice.
But in the first movie, at least, and probably along the ways after, she was definitely trying to kill her.
Yeah.
No two ways about that.
Which made no sense. But don't forget, her commands were coming from Isaac. Isaac had the upper hand no matter what. So she can't kill him, and her orders are to kill her. But then
Yeah, but
the AI somehow figures out that, to save the world and I care, all of a sudden I have to save Alice.
yeah, but
And
Wesker
then wait
too.
until the sixth film to give her the big reveal.
Yeah, but Wesker too was allowed to give her orders, and she was openly disobeying him.
Wesker. He's a Canadian actor, that guy. That's Brian Connolly, right?
No, Sean Roberts.
Sean Robert. Oh, did I get that wrong?
You did.
Shoot. But you know who I'm talking about, right?
I don't. I know Wesker. Wesker's a guy who stands around with sunglasses on.
Yeah, Wesker. Yeah, him. He's a Canadian actor. He was remember Goosebumps, The Perfect School.
Yeah, not to detail.
Okay,
like
well,
where
he's
I remember
in it.
any
He's
actor.
like I remember. And then
Well,
he's in Dire the Dead. George
Okay.
Romero. He's also in Line of the Dead. He dies in the first 10 minutes.
Well, now that doesn't that doesn't work with
He's in a really bad horror movie that I own as well, called Devil's Night. Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah,
I don't
it's that guy.
remember. So there,
He was in X-Men.
I don't care about him. I don't care about him. He's barely in this movie. He doesn't play a significant role for me.
No, I mean the other films he did, and I didn't watch. Well, it's the other film I didn't watch that he's in that has a significant role.
So many ways to die in this movie, David. So many ways. So many interests getting squished by giant doors. It's like a video game. As soon as you get in, so many ways to die.
I don't feel like it's
squished by giant doors. I was terrified for Alice.
What about the fans?
The chopped up by the fan blades. That was brutal. You saw that person just turn into. That's kind of sad. I mean, she's been around for a few films, I imagine.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Abigail?
remember. I don't care. I don't know.
All right. Well, you care a little, man. She's dead now. Pay your respects.
But she didn't do anything. How are you supposed to care? It's like, did you really contribute? All you did was like speak a couple lines.
I don't know, man. But falling through trapdoors, laser rooms. They brought the laser rooms back, David.
So
they did not
the first time.
They didn't utilize the laser rooms to their full potential in this film at all. So
the first one was just great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I keep reminiscing on how good it was. So, no, it's not.
So people die, right? We got people dying because this movie was kind of like, I liked it, but from the moment they get into the hive until the moment Alice meets up with Dr. Isaacs, kind of a blur to me. Like, stuff's happening inside, stuff is happening on the outside with Wesker trying to get back. Like, not Wesker, with Dr. Isaacs trying to get back. Did you like any of that at least?
No. Here's the thing. Can I reveal who the traitor is?
You could.
Okay, because remember, they said they have a traitor in the group, and it turns out to be that guy who's like supposed to be, he's hooking up with Claire.
Yeah.
And it's like, he had chances to kill Alice, because the whole point is to prevent Alice from getting into that room.
Yeah.
He had chances to kill her, and even like, not even a look, not even a subtle hint that he could be the traitor when the girl dies, when she hits the fan.
Yeah.
Like, this traitor could have prevented everything from the start to make sure that the world comes to an end and that it goes according to Umbrella's plan. Yeah. But no, he waits until the end, and then the real Isaac comes out and says, "Job well done." I'm like, no, he could have killed her. He could have prevented all this. He didn't even want to be woken up. It's even clear he didn't want to be woken up because of this. And there it is. So that's why this film is a huge thumbs down, and that's why I'm never going to buy into this film. That just lost me right away. So right then and there, as soon as they said there was a traitor in the group, and it took them this long to reveal who it was, she's like, "Oh, yeah." She was like, "Oh, because you didn't die." I'm like, "Great, Alice. Great deduction skills. That's fantastic."
Well, I liked how they both had their guns up, and when he told them to lower the guns, he didn't lower his gun, and she's like,
"I've seen that before. I've seen it in some."
Come on, that was not bad.
It was all bad. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was all bad, and that's why. And I say to myself, here I would walk out. It's be like, okay, no, I can't. It's like, this is like, we had to see through this. You couldn't kill the traitor. Like, at least have him die and be like, oh, that's the reason why she made it this far, is because he died, not because he let it happen.
Well, I'm not buying into your negativity.
Well, too bad.
So anyway, Claire, I guess Claire's boyfriend, eh? That's what we call him.
He's a doctor too. Yeah. He was helping people, and somehow he was a traitor.
Oh yeah, Doc. So Wesker is sort of the man in charge at the moment.
Right.
But the Red Queen secretly helping Alice to get to the core and find the antidote. One little vial of antidote, somehow going to cure the world. But I guess one little vial of the T-virus.
Yeah, but it goes airborne really quickly.
Yeah. I feel like it would just dissipate by the time it gets to Africa. Like, how are you going to get all the way out there? So Wesker isn't taking any chances, and he thaws out another Dr. Isaacs to fix the mess. Turns out that is the real Dr. Isaacs.
Oh, as far as
one out there. Well, I mean, they thought they froze him, so we imagine they're freezing the right guy.
That's the other thing that takes away the credibility is when you have like clone. I was talking about it even with Bye Bye Man. When it's like what you see is not really what it is, but like we have the whole clone thing. Even Mission Impossible, every time the twist was someone removed the mask every time. The first film, fine, I get that it was only used once, but in Mission Impossible 2, it was used like 4 times.
But like you didn't expect that. You're like, they're not
Yes.
going to use it a second time. They did. They're not going to do it a third time. And then it's like, wow, they've done it way too much. And
Yeah.
then they use it a fourth time. You're never expecting it.
And then
In retrospect, it's too much.
yeah, and then in the third one, it's like, okay, well, he's funny stuff. Oh, right, I forgot about the mask thing. They brought that back.
Yeah, when the music picks up and like, yeah, oh, it's so good. So good.
It's terrible.
I wish that movie could just be all masks. What I'm waiting for is a Mission Impossible where he takes off one mask